Namaste. In this video, I'm going to be describing Yoga Renewal. Yoga Renewal is my 12-week yoga series. It has 3 courses of 4 classes in each course. And this course came from a series that I learned from Donna Farhi in 2007, which takes people through something called developmental movement repatterning within a yoga practice. So to explain what that is, our bodies grew in patterns. If you think about how a plant grows, the roots go down from the seed and then the stalk of the plant starts growing up. That's a movement pattern of a plant, right? And our bodies also have movement patterns, the ways that our bodies grew in the womb. And these are universal movement patterns and also embryological human developmental movement patterns. Why are we interested in this? Why is that relevant to a yoga practice? It's so amazing and fascinating because our bodies already have everything required. What we're learning in the series, we do learn about yoga asana, we do learn a lot of new information, and also we get to uncover our body's own natural way of moving. So sometimes the movement patterns that we do in life and in yoga aren't in alignment with our natural developmental movement patterns. For example, if we've gotten into some posturing that eventually breaks the body down and causes strain and injury in our body over time, that would be a movement practice pattern that we would that isn't in alignment with how our bodies grew, but it's a result of more of a disconnection from our body and more of a disconnection from our body, and it is a result of sitting in furniture and just all kinds of things that aren't coming from nature. So when we get to dismantle ways of moving that are unnatural to us, we can reveal the body's natural way of breathing, how the body relates to gravity in natural ways that free the breath. And what this leads to is an experience of wholeness, an experience of stability, and a very self-aware, self-compassionate approach, and a skillful, intelligent approach to movement. When we repattern our movement in a yoga practice to be in alignment with the universal movement patterns, which are all around us in nature and expressed within us, we can practice the yoga asana practice in a way that doesn't hurt us and can help us to cultivate the stability or the mobility that our body needs, the balance, the equanimity that our bodies need. And all of this is coming from within. So it's a really beautiful process of dismantling ways of moving that are unnatural, that harm the body over time, and reconnecting with our original whole movement that is most natural to our bodies. And usually this requires getting out of the way and removing notions that we have of someone else's example of movement being superior to our own way of movement, and referencing how we move based on someone else's body. We get to base and reference our movement, our breath, from our awareness from within of how our body moves naturally. And so that's just one way that I'm trying to describe the process of repatterning in yoga. It's a beautiful experience because we get to discover ways of moving that are more easeful. It's easier to maintain good posture. It's easier to have healthy, free breathing. There's less effort, less struggle required. And it's a revolutionary experience that touches every part of life. So repatterning is really the heart of what I'm doing in my yoga classes. And the series that I offer, Yoga Renewal, is a journey of undoing the patterns that are unnatural, unlearning ways of moving that over time accumulate into injury in the body, or strain in the body, or struggle in the body, and reconnecting with ways of moving that are whole, stable, nourishing, medicinal. And how we repattern and move within our yoga practice supports how we move in our everyday life. So the ways that we wash our dishes, how we pick up our children, how we work at the computer, how we walk, how we move around in the world, these are movements that we repeat over and over and over again repetitively. So accumulatively over time, how we're moving every day affects how we feel and how our bodies are. So when we can repattern our movement in yoga, we can then, that carries over into our life, into how we move in our life. But since this process of repatterning is such a interoceptive, compassionate, whole way of relating to ourselves, it really is affecting how we relate to ourselves, how we understand ourselves, how we talk to ourselves. And this is much more than just a physical experience, and it can revolutionize our way of being, how we do anything that we do. So that's a little bit about repatterning in the Yoga Renewal series. Yoga Renewal is a perfect series to take if you are a complete beginner, if you really want to start yoga and you want to start it off on the right foot, and you don't want to do things that will injure you, and you have certain goals for your practice, like improved posture or improved sense of harmony with yourself, or implementing a self-care practice on a daily basis that's nourishing and supportive for you. It's also a perfect series to do if you're at a time in your life where you're wanting to start over. So maybe you have an established yoga practice, but maybe you're in a different life phase now. Maybe you've had an injury or a huge life change, and maybe you just want to reboot your practice or completely wipe the slate clean and start over. You might be on a journey of sobriety. You might be recovering from an illness and now restarting in your life. You might be having kids that left the home and now you find yourself in a whole new chapter. You may be beginning a family. Anytime you're at a point in your life where you're beginning a whole new life and you would like support in that journey, that transformational journey, Yoga Renewal is the perfect support for that journey. So that's just a little bit about Yoga Renewal. It's a great way to learn yoga or to relearn yoga in a way that really is most healing, appropriate for you as an individual. So in the series and in all of my classes, the way that we're learning is through an inquiry-based model. And this inquiry-based model of learning really is a shared inquiry where I get to learn about you, you get to learn more about yourself, and I give you practices to do that you can explore and trial out in different ways so that you can discover for yourself in a very self-empowered way ways of moving and ways of practicing that really are best for you, which might not look exactly the way that I might manifest a practice or move myself, or the person next to you might have a slightly different variation or entry point or way of practicing than you do. So with this kind of environment, we had a unique opportunity to learn in a holistic way and to co-create together a self-care practice with yoga that is best for you and your individual needs, your individual goals. So that's a little bit about the Yoga Renewal series and a little bit about the experience of exploring classes here. Thank you so much. My website is summergreenlees.com, and if you sign up for my newsletter, you will get special updates about when the next series begins and special discount codes and gifts to use when you sign up for class. Thank you so much.